Hey everybody, back for another video. If you just watched my last one, my little off-roading in my Jeep to get here video, you'll kind of have an idea what the spot looks like already. As always, if you could subscribe to my channel, that'd be great. I'm trying to build some subscribers, and I'd always love to hear comments from everybody. Just like to know what types of things you'd like to see or what stuff you like that I already do. And other than that, I'm going to show you around what I've got picked out for this trip. It's just going to be a quick overnighter. It's at Land Between the Lakes again. Not on a lake. I couldn't get a spot by a lake. Lots of people camping right now. But it's a nice little spot in the woods near the lake. I checked it out first to make sure I could actually get some firewood because kind of slim pickings because this place is used so much, so I had to go find some standing dead wood that was actually down the hill from the campground. And brung some of this up already, but I'm going to have to get more. But I'll just show you what I got for now. Firewood that I'm getting is actually down there. You can't tell how steep it is, but trust me, it's really steep. But I'm not going to take the camera down there to get firewood because that's just a bad idea. It's hard enough to balance down there as it is. But as plans, I'm going to drag some more firewood up here. I pretty much just need enough to make dinner and have a little bit of campfire time tonight. And then to make breakfast in the morning. But other than that, I don't think I need a whole ton. I've already got close to enough for what I want. A couple more pieces, 2-3 inches around, probably be good. And start setting stuff up. So I'll bring you back once I've got some more set up. Alrighty, as you can see, got her all set up, secured. I didn't like the way they do their ridge line, so I just kind of used it as a tie off to hang stuff from. Got my little lantern there for at night. I've got one here too that I can just take off and go. Just used a taut line here so I can keep that tight. Here I've got my setup. I've actually got a thermarest, 3 layers of wool blanket, and then a 15-degree sleeping bag. It's supposed to be in the 40s tonight. So the sleeping bag will probably be alright, but everybody talks about how it's so much colder in a hammock, and I've never used a hammock. I didn't have the money for one of those big under quilts or anything, so I'm gonna try the 3 layers of wool blanket on top of the thermarest and see if that's enough. Hoping it is. But for now, I need to start processing firewood. It's already 4 in the afternoon, and that's a bit of work. So I'm going to start cutting all that up. Seems pretty dry. It's really, really dense. Of course, I'm no wood expert, so I have no idea what kind this is. Seems good. There was definitely a dead piece that had fallen off. This piece that was left here, very green, very wet. Might be good for hammering some things, but that's about it. So this is going to take a while. But get an idea what I'm going to be doing. Figured I'd show you. I'm just using the little silky gum boy, and I'm going to cut this up into manageable sized pieces and make a nice little pile. Alrighty, I got all that wood cut up. Took me about a half an hour. You can see I got a pretty good pile of some big ones there, and there's some smaller stuff. And there's the pit. Let's see if I can get a better shot. I'm gonna show you. The pit was already here before, but I kind of cleaned it out a bit. And you got those 2 logs on the sides. Those are very green, very wet logs that were sitting off the side that somebody tried to use before. And those ones on the bottom, they're also a little green, a little damp. but I figure they're better down there where they can turn into coals over time. Should work out pretty well. I don't know if I trust those rocks, so I don't really want to use them as the fire ring because it looks like a lot of them have already shattered. And I just don't want any rocks blowing up my face. So, I mean, I've pretty much got my fire stuff ready. I've got my sleeping stuff ready. I don't really have any projects I'm going to do on this trip. Usually I try to do some kind of project. Just something kind of bushcrafty. The only thing I've got, I'll show you. Now, I had bought this bag of fat wood last year sometime. It's just chunks of fat wood used for fire starters and whatnot. Because I was trying to find some, and it was hard to just find in the woods. So I just went ahead and bought this. Well, I don't like carrying it in a plastic bag. I have this tin that actually came with stuff called mud water, which I really don't recommend. I didn't like it at all. But it's a nice tin. It's watertight. It's airtight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of these. I'm going to cut them to the length to fit inside here. Then I can carry this in my pack. Always have them and I won't have everything smelling like turpentine all the time. Even though I love that smell because I grew up in the Pacific Northwest where that's what all the trees smell like. But anyway, it's just a little way to carry them. I should be able to fit quite a few in here. You can see inside here it's good size. So I should be able to fit probably 10 or 12 of them in there, which is enough for a lot of fires. And there you have it. Just cut up in there. Should be able to hopefully see those. Got quite a few in there. They're not tight so that I can get them out. But I mean there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, 15, 16 pieces in there. And seals up good and tight. Should work great. See how a feather stick comes out real quick. So I want to get a fire started before too long here because it's going to be getting dark. Probably in the next hour, hour and a half, it'll be fairly dark here because we're in the woods. Get some shavings first. Not so much a feather stick as just shavings. If I can get them to stay on top. There we go. Because yes, I have a lighter, however I want to use the fire steel because I don't use it very often. I should probably make sure I'm actually in frame so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. That'll be better. Obviously, I'm not used to having to take video of everything I'm doing either. A lot of practice because I haven't done any videos since. Well, I did one a couple weeks ago, but it ended up being no good. Using this new camera, this M50, which is what I'm shooting on right now, but I'm still learning it. And the video was actually super shaky because I ended up using it in auto mode because I couldn't remember the manual settings at the time. And that auto mode was so shaky that you couldn't see anything. It was just, it would have made people sick trying to watch it. So I just ended up scrapping that video and not even editing. I may edit some of the parts, put together some little short one, because I'm sure there's some good shots in there. It ended up I was going to just explore in a hike, and where I went ended up running into one of the major trails in Lamington Lakes. I didn't know that at the time until it just came out on that trail. I was just walking up an old closed forestry road into the woods, and it just came out right onto the Canal Loop Trail, which is just a highly popular trail. Lots of people use it for mountain biking and hiking and everything else. So it's very high use. And that's not what I was looking for. I was looking for another place similar to my last exploring LVL for a camping spot video, because I've still got that spot I can use. I just didn't feel like trying to pack all my stuff in because I have to carry everything down to there. And I just wasn't feeling like carrying all that weight. I mean, yeah, I could pack lightest just for a night because that's usually all I have time for, but I tend to carry way more stuff than I need. Just overkill. But I am planning on doing like a super lightweight, maybe like a 10 item strip, like I've seen lots of other people do. Once it gets a little bit warmer, I don't have to carry a bunch of stuff to keep warm. That'll make it easier. Because I can just carry my lightweight summer sleeping bag, or even just a blanket, a lightweight fleece blanket once it gets real warm. Oh, you feel all that pitch that's in there. That actually might be good enough right there. Oh. And I still can't use this knife for the fire steel. It's still got the black coating on it, and it doesn't spark. I do plan on modifying this pretty soon, removing all that black, changing out the handles possibly, just making it nicer. This is the Ontario knife Rat 5. I like it. It is a little bit big sometimes, but I'd rather have one that's a little bit too big than one that's too small. Since I've already got video going, let's see if we can start this. Alright, let's see. I'm sure y'all have seen people use fire steel in other videos, and they make it look all easy. It's either because they do it a lot, or because they do a bunch of different takes till they get it just right. Because it's not that easy when I do it. And like I said, it could just be because I don't do it a whole lot. I don't know. Any chance to practice? I'm going to do it. Oh, I feel we got one. There it is. Take all my little sticks here. Put those bad boys on there. Oops, let's not get the lanyard in there. And that was with one of those pieces of fat wood. More than I needed, but once again, I'd prefer to just make sure I get it. Not maybe get it, but definitely get it. So, get those going. And on the slightly bigger ones, let those get going, and then I'll just build up in size. And eventually we'll start getting it to where it's ready to cook some food on. Well, I've got my rice on. See it there in the titanium pot. It's just sitting on some coals on the side, so it can start heating up. I don't know if anybody noticed my hoodie here. It's another YouTuber. I'm hoping I'm in the frame all the way. I think I am. He's a nomadic fanatic, Eric. He does a lot of adventure stuff, but he does it mostly in an RV and motorcycle, and sometimes on a bike, and he does stuff out in the wilderness, but then he'll do all kinds of little, he calls them quirky stops, and he collects Mickey Mouse stuff and video games, and he's really entertaining to watch. There's quite a few YouTubers I watch. He's one of the ones that's not really outdoors that I watch. I watch a lot of Joe Robinette's videos, I actually watched one this morning before I came out for this trip, where his newest one anyway that he put out, he was actually camping in a hammock. So I thought it was kind of fitting, except for he was in sleet and rain and snow, and yeah, I'm not looking to do that right now. But yeah, I love his videos. I see him as kind of a mentor that I watch for the stuff that he does. And I've got a few other bushcrafters I watch, and just some general outdoor channels. I like to keep up with a lot of those. But just kind of making my own little spot on YouTube, and I still have a website, bushcraftedoutdoors.com, that I write articles on. I haven't written any new ones lately. Been doing school full time and work full time, and it's kind of rough to do all of that. It's hard to even get out to camp or hike or anything because I'm so busy all the time. So I'm really glad I had the chance to do it this weekend. Sounds like it's starting to boil a little bit. See some steam. Give it a stir here. Trying to burn the rice. This is just basic Uncle Ben's bag rice. Stuff you can do in the microwave or stove top. And it's really easy to do out here because you just add a little bit of water and heat it up. And, well, simple's a good way to go. A couple more minutes and that'll be ready to go. It's already pretty hot. Here, just sizzling away in there. And I'll take some of this salami and throw it on a tortilla, and I'll have that and some rice, and that'll be dinner tonight. Pretty simple and basic stuff. But I'll get back to you after I'm done eating, I suppose. Well, dinner's done. So I'm just gonna hang out here by the fire for a bit, read a little bit more, and just kind of relax and enjoy the quiet. Let this wood burn. I've got these few other pieces. Those are just made for tonight. I've saved a little bit underneath the tarp over there for in the morning. Got some oatmeal and some bacon. This is local made peppered bacon that should be really good, hopefully. And I'll make that up on the grill in the morning. At least that's the plan. So I can have some oatmeal and some bacon. Be a nice way to start it today. I know you probably heard a vehicle in the background. There's another Jeep going down the road here. And sometimes you hear boats in the background and jet skis because the lake is not even a quarter mile from here. So if you look straight through the trees, it's less than a quarter mile. But otherwise, I'm just kind of hanging out. I had to adjust the camera a little bit because it's starting to get a little dim out. It's actually slightly darker than what the camera's showing. And I totally forgot I had a flip around screen so I can make sure that I'm actually in the frame. But so I just did that. I was like, oh hey, look, I can actually tell now when I'm in the frame. But I am curious. I don't usually get a whole lot of comments in videos. I'd love to hear what people think. Stuff they'd like to see. If you like stuff that I do, let me know. Hey, I liked it when you did such and such. Do more of those. I know I need to work on my thumbnails. I've looked at my channel and compared it to others and realized that my thumbnails are horrible. I'm going to try to do better on this one. And if I can do better, great, then I'll go back and redo my other ones because they definitely don't look good at all. They're just very plain, hard to read. And I know that. But, if you could, subscribe, like, share my videos. I would really like to get them out there and try to get some good followers. I enjoy doing this stuff, and I hope to actually get to where I can start doing some real bushcraft stuff. I just need to find a good place where I can do that. I could do like a bushcraft chair maybe. Different types of cooking stands, different pot holders, stuff like that. Otherwise, I don't really know what else you'd like to see. I do plan on, like I said, I'm going to redo my knife. I'm actually going to remove all the black off it. I'm actually going to re-profile part of it with a grinder and probably change the handles on it to something that I like that's nicer. When I do all that, I do plan on making a video of that. It's not really Bushcraft Outdoors, but it is my Bushcraft Outdoors knife. So I figure it fits in there. And like I said, I made the Jeep video. There'll be lots more of those. Eventually I'll make one when I get my wife to bring hers out too, because we've got 2 Jeeps. So I'll have us both running and we'll be able to get some outside shots. So hopefully that'll be pretty cool. And they do still plan on getting some mountain biking videos. As well as hopefully I either get a canoe or a kayak here soon, so I can actually get out on the water and get you some videos there too. Anyway, love to hear what you think, love to hear your ideas, and I always read all my comments and try to reply to everybody. So I'm gonna just hang out for a while. Later. Well, it's getting too dark for my camera now, of course, and I don't have a better lens. So this is about as good as it's gonna get. Using the headlamp basically in my face so you can see me. It's not actually dark yet, but it's pretty dark. And I know in the past people said, oh, I couldn't see anything, so I'm not even going to bother trying to do video in the dark. Even just using this light, it's kind of a pain. So I will just check back in with you in the morning. Have a good night. Good morning. Nice and chilly out this morning. It's like 45 degrees. Slept great in the hammock. Definitely was not cold. I was actually almost too hot some of the time. A little weird getting used to it. Kind of slippery and slidey with my sleeping bag. I may have to get a different bag. Real hard to stay crossways in the hammock like you're supposed to, but yeah, it worked great. Otherwise, it's real comfortable. 6:18 in the morning now. It's about normal time I'd wake up anyway. I'm gonna go ahead and get the fire restarted here so I can make up some breakfast. And just going to use the leftover coals from last night. Get the camera set up so I can actually show you how I'm getting it started. Alrighty, the plan is there's more than enough coals there to start it without using the fire steel. Oh, at least there should be. Oh yeah, I can still feel warmth. Just gonna stir down in here a little bit. Oh yeah, still got red embers even. It shouldn't be hard at all. Last night before I went to bed, I took a little bit of fire that was left and a little bit of coals and just kind of banked them in a real tight pile. Usually doing that will allow you to restart it real easy in the morning. Yeah, it's already starting to smoke. It's not going to take any effort to start this. Oh, that's probably enough. I just had a second piece out, so I can throw it on there too. As you can see, she's going now. I'm just gonna let it burn down to coals. I'll go through this little bit of firewood that I have that I saved from last night. Once it's all burned down, I'll make up some breakfast. And then shortly after that, I'll be taking off. I got stuff to do today. I figure while I'm waiting for the fire to get down the coals, I might as well go ahead and pack this up, and I'm just going to go ahead and time lapse this part. Alrighty, I think we're about ready here. Some water here for some oatmeal. Good. Here's the bacon we got. It's country bacon, hickory smoked pepper bacon. And no refrigeration required, which is convenient out here. And it occurred to me, I don't have a plate, so I'm going to use one of those tortillas as a plate for the bacon. So someone said it. It's dry cured, so technically it's probably already cooked, but I like crispy bacon anyway, even if it is already cooked. Hopefully get all of it on here. Ooh, wow, it's hot. There we go. We'll keep it turning. That's hot enough right there. Not a little much for the bacon. Yeah, a bit much for the bacon. That's not gonna matter, it's gonna blink either way. Ouch, that's hot. Hurts the leather glove. No. That's lots of pieces. He's determined to go on the fire. Ooh. Flash cooked bacon here. All I wanted crispy. It's gonna be crispy. too hot. Oh, I lost a piece of the fire. Oh. Well, that piece is toast. Grease my knee. Okay, those are flaming hot, literally. Oh. Well, that was not super fun. That didn't work out anywhere near as well as I'd hoped. Water's boiling. Oh yeah. Let it do its thing. See how its bacon is, other than really hot. Oh, that's some good stuff. It's got bacon. Some really good bacon. Very peppery. Got a nice crunch and a nice chew. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and eat, and then I'll bring you back to wrap things up, basically. See you then. Alright, that's it for this trip. Hope you enjoy what I put together for you, and I had a good time. I hope you join me next time as well. And please, as always, like, subscribe, share to my videos. I'd love to get a bigger viewer base so more people can see. I like to share what I do. I always love to hear your comments. I try to reply to everything I can. And stay tuned for more videos like this and others. I'm going to try to get some camping, mountain biking, and more off-roading in there as well. And hopefully, like I said, some different bushcraft stuff when I can find a good place to do it. As always, I'm Gabe. Thanks. Bye.